Hi everyone, my name is Javante. You guys already know me. I'm doing an interview, and this is my beautiful sister, Joy. And today I just wanted to ask her a couple questions. She is, how old are you?
I'll be 17 on election day, which is next Tuesday.
Say it a little louder, because I don't know if they can hear you.
I'll be 17. No, I'll be 17 next week on Tuesday, which is election day, and we don't have school.
Okay. And right now she is in driving school, and I just wanted to ask you, well, how is that going so far?
It's good. It's really
It's good.
interesting, and I learned a lot of things like memory-wise, other than physically, like being able to be behind the wheel of a car. I understand things more because I actually know what I'm doing and what I'm supposed to be doing, rather than actually being physically in a car. I'm in a class, and it helps.
Okay, so she said something really important. She said rather than being physically in a car, she's in a classroom setting, and she's like doing like the testing online or whatever that you guys may do. And I think I'll comment that in person to you guys why I think that's important. So you were talking to me earlier, me and Mommy, about my mother, about some of the things that your teacher is like. Can you comment on some of the things that you were talking about earlier? You said like how she is she an easy teacher? Is she a hard
okay.
teacher?
She's a really easy teacher. She makes things like really easy to learn, and like she makes sure you pass the class. She'll make sure you pass the class. Unless like you're really like if you don't, she doesn't like you, you're not a good student, and you text a lot and sleep a lot, you don't pay attention. She's not gonna pass you like because you have to take a test at the end of the 2 weeks. And like if you miss a question, she might like let you go. But other than that, if you don't do good, then you're not.
You told me earlier that about the testing thing that if you go up to the teacher and ask her a question, she would help you out on it and stuff like that. See, in driving school, we didn't get that privilege, but or at least when I took the test online to get my temps, we didn't have that privilege. I was on tipsol.org. It's a motoring website, and I had a question for you. Do you consider driving a privilege, or do you consider it like a right? What do you consider driving?
Both. So everybody has the right to drive, but it's a privilege. If you can't drive, then don't drive. Like you have to know how to drive. You can't just get out there and think you know what you're doing. So it's a privilege. Like you have to earn it. Like I have to work for it. Like I have to get my temps. Actually, I failed multiple times. I had to work for me to get my temps, which is a privilege for me to get my temps so that I passed. It's a privilege for me to go to driving school because I have to pay for it. So it's going to be a privilege for me to get my license, which is a privilege for me to drive. So
okay.
Yeah. And it's also
By the way, guys, this is totally unedited, as you can tell.
Very unedited.
So, most of you guys know in America we can get our license around 15 and a half.
Oh, no, 16.
16? 16, okay. Now, this is really, really important point. In other countries like Finland, one of the strictest countries in not England, but Europe, which is the 5th largest nation in Europe, they have a very, very strict rule on driving. You have to be 18, did you know?
And it costs $2,200 for you to get your license there, too. And we learned that, too.
Really? You guys learned about Finland?
No, not Finland. It was either Europe or Germany.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that, but...
That's a lot. Ain't no way in the heck I would pay that much.
Well, I don't remember. I think it was Germany or Europe or something like that, but it was $2,200. And we were trying to guess and sit there and think, like, how much does it cost? She said $2,200. I'm like, oh my God, it costs $25 in the United States.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, you have to be 18 to drive a car. And it doesn't stop there, guys. When you are 18, according to motorweek.org, you have to maintain your license for 2 years. So that means like their drinking limit is actually 0.5, which is lower, or which is actually higher than ours, which is 0.02, right?
If you're under the age of 18, your alcohol tolerance is 0.02%. But if you're under the age of 18, if you're 16 and you have your license, the first time you get caught with a moving violation, you have to wait till you're 17 to get your license back. On your first moving violation. So, technically, yeah.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. You had to be 18, but there's other things. There's this guy by the name of Stephen Chipnick of the same website, and actually it's a magazine, Motor Week. He commented that Finland has the most strict driving regulations in the world, and also the most longest words in the world. He also said that. He said that also once you get 18, maintain it for 2 years. But the cool thing is you get to keep that same license, and you have to keep it for 70 years.
70?
70 years.
If you lose it.
You have to buy another one, but it'll be the same thing. So, I mean, you really have to take a really good picture because you have to keep that same thing for 70 years, which is kind of good because we have to exchange our license every, what, 4 years?
4 years.
4 years, so I thought that was pretty funny. So he was there, and he was just taking the test, and he actually failed it. And he's been driving for years. He's a grown man, but he actually failed the Finland test. So, I mean, and all the other things they have to do there. I mean, this is really important. When you're there driving school, have you ever did an in-car yet?
No, I have to wait till I'm done with the classes. I'm supposed to be done today, but I'll be done next Thursday.
And how long is your in-car, you know?
Our in-car is 8 hours.
Well,
it's 8 hours total, but it's 4 days, and it's 2 hours a day.
Okay, that's pretty good. And once you get your in-car, what do you just take you go and just take the test like every normal person does, right?
Yep.
All right. So the thing is, when I took the test was about 10 minutes long. We drove around back roads. We didn't go on the highway. We didn't do and I'm 19 right now. We didn't do really any type of strenuous activity, driving wise. The maneuverability test was a joke to me. So, I mean, it's good that you're going to get 8 hours, but the people in Finland, they have to practice for a very long time in order to get that test. And also, they have to